All right. Good morning. We'll give folks to here a couple of minutes to join us, and then we'll go ahead and get started. In the meantime, I do have the risk disclosure up, so you're welcome to review that in the interim. Um, we'll get started here in a couple of minutes. Good morning, Shadow. Good morning, Alejandro. Good morning, Sergey. Good morning, Chuck. Chuck D. Do I know you, Chuck? You probably go by a different name. I'm not sure. Okay. Oh, you've been to my evening classes as well, Chuck? Good stuff. Good stuff. All right, guys. So I do have the risk disclosure up again, just to remind everyone. The information I'm about to provide is to be treated as general information only. None of the information provided is intended as investment advice and offered to buy, sell, recommend, endorse, sponsor any security, company, or fund. Um, we should all understand that future trading does contain a fair amount of risk and is not for every investor. And an investor could potentially lose all or more of their investment. Okay, only risk capital money that we can otherwise afford to lose should be used for trading, and that we should all have sufficient risk capital to consider trading. Nothing contained herein is a solicitation or offer to buy, sell futures, options, or forex. Past performance is not necessarily indicative of future results. All right, so let's go ahead and move into the news portal. We have a fair amount of news today that I think has already kind of affected the markets to some degree. We had unemployment, non-farm payroll report, all positive. Okay, all above forecast. Um, Non-farm payroll was well above forecast. Unemployment rate was also favorable, came a 0.1% below. Okay. So the good thing is that the most of the news is out. Okay. Um, the thing that I guess we need to remain guarded against always is with all the unrest in the markets, especially with comments being made by important officials, yeah, with respect to Iran and things of that nature, that could cause an adverse moves in crude oil. Okay, for in particular. Okay, so that's something that we need to keep we need to keep in mind. Okay, and always we always need to protect ourselves. Okay, in the event that there is some sort of news event that is counter to our position. We always want to ensure that we have some sort of protective stop in place. Okay. All right. So now that we've gotten the news out of the way, let's go ahead and move into the markets. Okay. And in particular, we're going to be taking a look at the chart. Like I said, we've already had a positive impact here on the. So go ahead and turn this off here for now. Let's move into the gold market. Okay. Um, so let's not look at the micros, but let's look at the full continuous contract here. All right. I'm going to go ahead and turn off some of my levels here, or some of my areas of interest. We'll leave in this like this. Okay. So again, um, see what is drawing that. Mm-mm-mm. Okay, let's remove some of our drawings. All right. Okay, that's much better. All right, so let's take a look at the daily chart, okay, and ask ourselves the question: well, what is the market trying to accomplish? Well, I think certainly the gold market has certainly tried to head higher. Okay, of late, I would say that we've been kind of overlapping in price. Okay, we've been in a bit of consolidation, but we were this is not new to us, right? We've been in this kind of consolidation, right? Maybe accumulation phase, um, um, before we had our next leg higher. Okay, so market, I would say, remains bullish. We are last 3 or 4 candles, I would say, are probably a little bit more bearish. I would say that we really need to get below 26.55 to really start to consider maybe the market is potentially turning on us a little bit. Otherwise, this range that we're in is just another step in the upward direction. Okay, so that's kind of what I'm seeing on the daily chart. Moving on to the 4-hour chart. Okay, so again, let me go ahead and turn off initial balance here for a second. Again, we've been in range of late, right? You can see here, been in range of late in the gold market, and we have a couple of one developing bearish candle here that's coming into a demand zone. Okay, some of this push, as we can see here, came in as a result of news. I guess the positive news on the employment had a adverse effect on gold. Okay, because gold generally works is inversely relationed to the equity markets. Okay, so we have a last couple of candles here. One developing candle bearish. We've already had a bearish engulfing candle here already. I think the level that it's currently in, this 26.55, 26.57, could be an area of importance. Okay, for this market. If we do indeed get a break below this area, say 26.56, then maybe as low as 26.50, then we start opening up the possibility of price moving down to say 26.18. Okay, but first things first is we need to see if we make a new low. Okay, right now we're kind of working on that aspect, and we'll know in about an hour whether we're able to establish a new low, a little bit of a break of structure here below 26.65, and that would kind of I guess be a little bit of a feather in the cap for the bears. Okay, moving into the 30-minute chart. Okay, so 30-minute chart. Here we are. I'm going to stretch this out here a little bit. Okay, again, this candle right here, very much news driven. Okay, so we're going to go ahead and open up the initial balance here. All right, so there's our initial balance range. Yes, so we have a very wide initial balance range, and I think that's going to be the case for a lot of the instruments that we trade today. I don't know about crude oil, but certainly the indices as well as the gold market is going to have a relatively wide initial balance range. So that, again, you can see here that we're probably a good a third or more wider than normal. Okay. So again, the chances of an extension are reduced. That doesn't mean that we won't get an extension, but it starts to improve the odds of say a failed auction. Okay, the wider the range, the more improved the odds are of a failed auction trade. Okay, given this wide range. Okay. So let's go ahead and add our levels in here. All right, so let's locate our spreadsheet. Okay, there are levels. Okay, here are our levels. So we'll just add them right up here. Okay, visible to all here, and we'll talk through them here a bit. Okay, so let's go ahead and add my indicator here. We're going to go ahead and I guess confirm some of these levels that I've established here. So we have value area high coming in at 26.73.70. Okay. I have value area low at 26.62.90. 26.62, actually 62.40. It looks like what it is. 26.62.40. So we'll go ahead and modify that. We have point of control at 26.68. Okay. And then settlement is coming in at 26.79. All right. Now, only other two pieces of information that we need here is looks like we've already reached ADR to the downside. We're going to go ahead and open up ASR here. We've exceeded ASR. This is, I believe, a London ASR. Okay, we'll go ahead and move this to New York now that New York is opened here. Okay, so we have 26.58. See where it's 26.58. I'm looking where the upside is. Okay, so we have 26.81.3. Okay. Probably need to modify this here a little bit. So modify it. So 26.81. 20. Oh, come on now. 81.30. Okay. That's our average session range high. We got 26.58 as our average session range low. 58.20. Okay. Something along those lines. So what to make of this market? Well, as we currently stand, it appears that we are below, not quite below. We did test the edges of it. Okay, we are not quite below, but we're challenging value area low. Okay. Price is below settlement, below daily VWAP. I'm going to go ahead and draw my anchored VWAP here up at the top of the, basically the open of London. Okay, so that's another area where price is below. Okay, so we're below our anchor VWAP, below our daily VWAP, below settlement, and we are challenging below value area low. So again, given this wide initial balance range, I'm not super convinced that we will have a sustained auction to the downside. Okay. My view is that there's the potential of a failed auction is increased based on this initial balance range. But we'll have to wait and see. This is the first 30-minute candle. So we'll need to see if the next 30-minute candle is able to make a new low, or basically what we have here is the extent of the range. Okay. So my view, at least going in, is a bit bearish. Okay. I think certainly ADR, ADR and ASR were at areas where we could potentially get a reversal in price. Anytime we break or reach these levels so early in the session, leads me to believe that maybe there's more, more of a continued momentum in the current direction. Okay, regardless of that could indicate maybe a little bit more of an abnormal day. You can see here that the strength, we had almost 10,000 more sell orders than buy orders in the market, as indicated by the volume delta here. So I would have to say that we're a bit bearish, okay, in the market right now. The ideal situation would be, if I'm bearish, is that maybe it comes back to challenge initial balance high, okay, where it came from, and then offers us an opportunity to take the market short. So something along those lines. That's kind of what my current view is. Okay. If I'm so inclined, okay, I could also use, initial balance low, okay, as an opportunity to take it long, okay, using the initial balance low reference as my guide. So again, that's kind of what I'm seeing in the markets, or seeing in this case the gold market. So we'll just have to be patient here, okay, and wait for the initial balance to establish, and then based on the initial balance, we'll see if price is able to make any sort of extension here. Is it able to extend below value? Is it able to extend below initial balance? Yeah, potentially, Sergey. This is probably more of an acceptance play than an extension play. Okay. So basically, basically the idea here is that maybe we stay in this range for the duration. Okay. I'm not convinced. Again, I could be right. I could be convinced of a say sustained auction. Okay. But I do need to see a move outside. Okay. And maybe a retracement back, right? Back to that same level that it left. Okay, right? Initial balance, and then I participate. Okay. That would be the way I would play it. Okay. If I get it, if I receive an extension to the downside and it comes back to initial balance low, I want to see some sort of rejection. And that's where I'd like to be in my trade if I'm short. Okay. If this is going to be more of a sustained auction trade to the downside. Okay. All right. So I think that's pretty much the hypos that I have going into gold today. Let's go ahead and move into the crude oil market. But before I do, let me take a little drink of the water. All right, that's hopefully a little better. Okay, so let's turn off some of these levels. And we're gonna go ahead and look at the market from a higher time frame, specifically the daily. Okay, so the daily is indicating, well, if we're just looking at the most recent candles here, okay, we see that we are reacting off of a demand level. Okay, so right now the market has broken some structure to the upside. We're right up against the EMA 233-day EMA, right? So looking at that and looking at what the 233-day EMA has done in the past, the expectation is that we should potentially head lower, okay, from here, technically, right? Based on this EMA, and we've already gotten a little bit of a reaction here, okay. So for me, I'd like to see at least one candle, okay, one candle, preferably of the bearish variety, okay, looking like this, all right, headed in the opposite direction, right, of this move, um, before I would entertain anything in the way of a short. Now, with that said, and with all the unrest that's going on in the markets, in the sort of the crude oil market, I'm talking world markets now. Okay, this might be the momentum or the news that will cause the price to continue. Okay. So while in a normal situation, I would expect maybe this might be an area where we could see a reversal. I also understand that the context that we're in right now, with respect to all the kind of the global politics that are going on, this could be an area where we just continue, okay, to the upside. All right. So that's kind of what I'm seeing on the daily. Okay, let's move on to the 4-hour chart. Let's go ahead and turn off initial balance here. All right, so here we are. We're kind of developing a little bit in the way of a bearish candle. Can't say that this is necessarily the strongest. We have a wick on the top and we have a wick on the bottom. Okay, so not necessarily the strongest candle, reversal candle, but a reversal candle nonetheless. Okay, So we'll have to see in the next hour how this potential candle plays out. I'll go ahead and remove this here and see. This could provide us a, geez. Okay, this could provide us an area where we could see price kind of reverse. But if we're looking at the current structure right now, I would have to say that we are bullish. Okay. And I'm so inclined to draw my, my channels here. Okay. So until I break, and maybe I can make this a little bit steeper here. Okay, something along these kind of lines, right? As long as price stays inside that channel, then my expectation is that we'll continue to the upside. Okay. The moment we get a break below this channel, opens the door for the possibility of price to continue or reverse down. Okay. So that's kind of what I'm looking at on the 4-hour chart. Okay. Looking at the 30-minute chart. All right. So here's our channel. In this particular case, I might adjust my channel here some. Okay. Something along these lines. All right. I would want price to hold this level if I'm bullish. Okay. I would like price to remain, if I'm bullish, okay, I would not want to see price get below settlement price. Okay. We are above our anchor VWAP from some point in the past. We are above my 233-day EMA. All right. So the logical direction for this, even though we got a really strong, looks like maybe some participants unloaded maybe some profits here, or maybe it's a result of something else here. If I'm bullish, I would not want to see price get below this channel and below settlement. Okay. I would like it to remain in this kind of channel and maybe restore its move to the upside. Okay. Let's go ahead and open up our levels here. So we're going to go ahead and copy and paste our levels. So here we are. These are levels for the crude oil market. Okay, so here we are. We're going to go ahead and add ADR. Okay, and then just kind of walk through these levels here. We have 75.20 identified here as a level. We have 72.74 as an average daily range low. We're going to go ahead and open up ASR. We're about a minute away from the crude oil market opening. We have 74. Was that 74.66 here? Okay, 74.66. And then we have 72.64. 72.64 as our average ranges here. Let's see. Okay, I'm just updating my spreadsheet here, guys, so bear with me. So 73.71 is here. And then we have 73.30. 73.30. Okay. And then we have this. And then we have this. Yeah, I'm just updating my spreadsheet here, guys, just to make sure that I've captured this accurately. All right. Average daily range Okay, let's see. We've got 4-hour supply, average session range, point control. Settlement is appearing twice. Get rid of that. All right. Okay. All right. So yeah. So now that we have our levels, again, so this might be an area where we could potentially consider longs. Okay, using settlement price as a reference level. I'm going to go ahead and open up initial balance. Okay, so we have a relatively narrow initial balance range, but we're only 2 minutes into it. Okay, so let's make sure that I have set this to yes. Okay. So yeah, so again, for now, it's respecting this bottom end of the channel that I've drawn here. Okay. And has the potential of maybe continuing to the upside. Okay. So I can adjust my ASR here. So 74.66 is correct. 72.64 is correct as well. Okay. So I think that appears to be in order here. Okay. All right. So like I said, even though we had a little bit of a sell-off here, my view in the crude oil is that there's probably a little bit more upside opportunities in this market. I'm going to be looking to see and ensure that we stay above this channel here. If we're not able to stay above this channel and above settlement, then maybe that opens the door for price to reach some of these ASR and ADR low levels. Okay. So right now I'm going to be patient. I'm going to wait for this initial balance range to establish. You're done for today. You caught the NQ run. Excellent, Larry. Okay. All right. Okay. So yeah. So right now, as long as price stays above this channel, above settlement, I think we have a fair chance that price continues to the upside. Certainly back to the highs of the day. All right. So I'm going to go ahead and draw my anchored VWAP here for the peak here. Okay. And if price right now is below it, so if price can get above that anchor VWAP, then again there's another kind of feather in the cap for the bulls. All right. So that's pretty much, I guess, what I have to say for the crude oil market. I'd like to go ahead and move into the equity market unless there's some questions. I don't see them. All right. So let's go ahead and move to the equity market. We'll go ahead and add the NASDAQ here. Okay, 2024. Okay, here's our NASDAQ. We're kind of powering up to the upside based on the news that we received. Non-farm payroll, very positive volume to the upside. I'm assuming that Larry caught part of this move here. So kudos to Larry. Okay. Let's go ahead and take a look at the daily chart. Okay, and you can see here that we're developing a very strong bullish candle to the upside. I say developing because we're still at the we still haven't closed out the day. The market of late has been I would say a bit more bullish. Okay, of late we've broken some structure here to the upside only to be met with sellers. And now it looks like we've gotten some sellers to kind of buyers to kind of step in back into the market here. Looking at the 4-hour chart. Okay, 4-hour chart, we have a developing 4-hour candle that is going to wipe out a lot of hopeful bears, I guess. Let's see. Turn these initial balance off here for a second. Can locate it. There it is. Okay. So we're going to go ahead and add our levels here to this. So let's add our levels here. Okay. So here are our levels. We'll go ahead and open up. Well, ADR is already opened. So let's move down to the 30-minute chart. We're exceeding ADR and ASR. right now. Okay. So the logical thing for me to do is not participate at current levels, but wait for maybe a little bit of a pullback back to the level that it broke. In this case, 20,153, for me to begin to start thinking about participating in this market. Okay. To the long side. All right. Let's see, 19,911 is average session low. Okay. All right. So let's see. We're going to go ahead and open up. Oh, ASR is already opened. Let's open up my tool here to get the other levels. Where is my tool? Not here. Interesting. All right. So we'll go here and invite only. We'll click on QTIC. All right. So here are levels. We'll double check and double confirm that you have the correct ranges. They're correct. Okay. Okay. All right. So we have our, let's see, trying to capture everything here, guys. So we have our, let's see, value area high coming in at 20,017. That's well below the market. Okay. The fact that price is above is, again, an indication that the bulls are very much in control. Oh, okay. We have value area low coming in at 19,925. Point of control at 19,958. We have settlement price coming in at 19,990. Okay. So as long as price can stay above, let's say this ASR high, I will be inclined to use it as an area for maybe a possible execution to the upside. Okay, that's kind of my current hypo right now. Okay. Initial balance, obviously we're still a ways away from the opening of this market, so we'll have to wait for initial balance. But we are above a lot of our, kind of sentiment indicators that we have. Settlement value, daily VWAP, all above, right? Prices above all of those. Okay. So I'm going to be looking again for some sort of pullback. All right. Some sort of opportunity where I can manage my risk and not feel like I'm paying retail for long. Okay. Let's see. Anything else that I should be calling out here? No, I think that pretty much covers it. Bring down our levels. See if there's any questions. I don't see any questions. So again, we'll just have to be patient and see what the initial balance provides. Okay. And see if that provides us an opportunity where maybe with some further upside, it is possible, given this large range, that we can stay in this range. This is a news-driven candle. It is quite possible that we just, stay in this range for the rest of the day, right? Bouncing between these areas, right? Because of this just single candle, basically created by news. So it is possible that, we don't make any significant inroads in any direction. Now, if I am, like I said before, if I'm going to be bullish, this would be the logical area for me for now. Okay. All right. I think that's pretty much what I want to say for the NASDAQ. Again, I'm going to take a look and see if there's any questions that people have. I don't see them. All right. So let's go ahead and open up the ES market here. See what the ES looks like. All right. So similar kind of thing. We've exceeded a lot of these levels that we care about for areas for reversal. Anytime we, kind of crush some of these levels like this, again, where the feeling is that we're going to get some sort of abnormal day. Again, similar kind of thing that we drew for the NASDAQ is what I'm going to be drawing here for ES as well. Now that we've broken this level, what was resistance becomes support. So I'll be looking to see if we do get a little bit of a pullback back down to the top of this, say, ASR. Okay. Again, I'm going to go ahead and locate the bottom of the market. I don't know if I did that for the NASDAQ, but we will do it for ES. And I will locate London here, which is right at this candle right here. So London has been very much bullish, okay, throughout this, okay. So there's our anchored VWAP, which is slightly above our daily VWAP, all indicating that there's further upside. So if it's not a pullback back to this ASR high, then the next logical location would be a pullback to this anchored VWAP before I would be open to entertain any sort of execution to the upside. Okay. All right. Let's go ahead and add our levels to this market. So let's locate my levels. Okay, we'll paste them onto this chart. Okay, here we are. We're going to go ahead and double check some of these. We're going to go ahead and ADR is indeed already open. All right, so we're well above that. Okay, at 57.72. We have 57.76 as our ASR high. We have value area high at 57.53. We have value area low at 57.35. Okay, these are all numbers are all look like they're in order. Settlement at 57.49. So yeah. So again, like I said, I think the mode here is to look for an opportunity, maybe for a potential opportunity to the long side. I'm afraid, I guess, to some degree that with this one move that we might be in kind of a digestion phase, okay, for the rest of the session, given that it's Friday, okay. Um, um, the folks put in their positions and then maybe have left for the weekend. So it's hard to say given this kind of short burst of volume and nothing to follow after it. Okay, so we have to remain guarded on that aspect. So we'll see how the market opens here in about 15 minutes. See if some volume comes back to this market. But right now, again, I would say that we need to be on the bullish side unless we wanted to participate in some sort of mean reversion trade, that would take us back to this anchor VWAP or daily VWAP. Okay, but that is a little bit counter trend trade. So our expectations on how far that could go need to be managed quite closely. Okay, because the general direction of the market is to the upside right now. Okay, all right. See if there's anything else I should be calling out here. I'm not seeing it at the moment. So I'm going to close off this session with a review of the Dow. Okay. So we'll add the Dow here. Again, similar to all the other equities here. So we're just going to start capturing our levels here a little bit. So we have ADR high at 42,484. Or no, that's not ASR. That's ASR. So we'll just change that to ASR. Okay, so that's ASR high. And then, if I'm not mistaken, looks like ADR is almost at the exact same location. It appears. Anyway, it may be slightly higher at 42,495. Okay, so we'll just put 42,495 as ADR high. All right, we got ADR low here at 42,079. 42,079. Okay, we have our point of control at 42,246. 246. We have settlement at 42,317. 317. And value area low at 42,194. 194. And we got value area high at 42,338. All right. So again, similar kind of view here. So we got ASR. Let's see, ASR low at 42,188. So we'll go ahead and update that. 188. 188. And then oh, wrong place. So 188, 42,000. 188 is our ASR low. Okay. And then our ADR low is 42,077. All right. All right. So that's kind of what we're looking at here, guys. So looks like we have a little bit of a divergence here, right? Price is moving higher, but currently there's more sellers in the market than buyers. So eventually maybe this will flip around, but a little bit of divergence between volume and what we're seeing in the way of price. Okay. All right. I think that is, so again, similar kind of view here. Again, if I'm going to participate in the long, I'd like to see a little bit of a pullback. Price is above a lot of the levels that we care about, above settlement, above value area high, above daily VWAP. We're going to go ahead and draw an anchor VWAP here at the open of London right here. All right, so there's our anchor VWAP. So price could come back to this anchor VWAP, could come back to this ASR high and provide us an opportunity for a continuation trade to the upside. Okay, that's kind of what I'm looking for at the moment. Okay, given what I'm seeing in the way of price and the location of price. Okay, if I look to the left, I don't know if I see anything. I guess there's a little bit of room to the upside on this. I see 42,000, maybe 650 as maybe the destination of this current move before we can see any sort of significant selling if we don't get a little bit of a pullback now. Okay. All right. So I think that is pretty much what I have for you guys today, guys. So today is indeed Friday, right? This is Capital Preservation Friday. So if you've done well for yourself already in the markets, that might be a clue that that you want to take the rest of the day off. All right. And not give the capital that you've earned over the week back to the markets. Okay. So yeah, entertaining any questions that people might have at this point. If there's any questions, I'm happy to entertain them. If not, then I would say that we're probably a bit bearish on gold, bullish on equities, and equally bullish on crude oil. Okay, that's kind of, so bearish on gold, bullish on crude oil, and I would say bullish on equities. Okay, the question is finding some a good place to participate in those markets. Okay, so if there's no questions, we'll go ahead and close out the session. Wishing you a profitable session today. Trade well, trade safe, trade like a pro, be a market trader. So I will be in the Coaches Raise room on the Top Step server. I will be at Power Hour today to see if I can actually create some profits during Power Hour. Very difficult way of trading for me, to be honest. But yeah, so you can catch me there. No group coaching this afternoon or early evening for me. We will pick up group coaching on Monday. Okay. If we don't cross paths in today, again, wish you all the best over the weekend, restful weekend. Do something good for yourselves. We work very hard at this, and get rested up for the coming week ahead, which I anticipate will become increasingly volatile. Okay, I expect that we will probably get some increased volatility coming into these markets as we near elections, and as the global markets or the global situation, geopolitical situation heats up. Okay. All right. So I think that's it for me, guys. Trade well, trade safe, trade like a pro, be a market trader. All right. Good day.